just raised his 4,000th NBL points. It's taken some time, but congratulations, Todd Blanchfield.
Well, that was a better look.
The man who started at Townsville, went to Melbourne, then Sydney, then Illawarra, then Perth, now back to the Hawks, Todd Blanchfield. And there's the next star.
It's a big...
Hawks are going to say, we need a bigger stadium. Malique Lewis, his shot deflecting and well wide of the mark.
Now you just saw Tatum 11 for Phoenix. When you're grabbing it out of the net that many times, like you said,
yeah.
you're
those don't count.
Yeah.
Bogdanovic kicks it on to Lewis.
And look, I mean,
free throw misses. The code word is press. Log on to the NBL website, follow the tiles and get your free burgers. Possession should be south-east. Lewis off the backboard, the rebound for Young-Jun Lee, but the Hawk, a 56% free throw shooter, has dropped 3 of 4 early in this one. Malique Lewis, the next star, is out there. His first shot jumps out of the hole. Now Kell, hard back off the rim, no go, and Lewis runs the floor. Malique Lewis dispatches Blanchfield. No whistle play on.
That was a foul, Matty.
Yeah. From trolling momentarily, but can't finish. They win the scrap for the loose ball, and Malique Lewis fixes it up second time around. So a real spread of scoring for South on a run here, the Illawarra Hawks. Malique Lewis. Nice cool with the miss, though.
The offense had no movement in it.
Owies camp called by Foxwell. Now Lewis trying to get away from Aldrich, who does enough defensively. The Phoenix come away empty.
Little two-man game, kind of actually just did. Good job finding Jarrell Martin for an easy one. You got to see the double right. Too late! Too late!
Good smart move by Lewis, though. He didn't settle for the Phoenix fan.
Wieskamp got his arms out like a scarecrow instead of having his hand where the ball is. He's scared of getting beat off the dribble as Malique Lewis gets one to go.
Get a good shot every time down the floor.
Good pass, Lewis, again another three. Good response from the visitors. Bryce, that one rattles around. Lewis just sliding through. That was far too easy.
That was tough. We're going to finish with the...
Another time ticking away, 5 on the shot clock. Lewis really had to shoot, and he didn't mind. He accepted the challenge. That's 12. Lewis one-on-one with Wagstaff. Athlete up against the veteran. The athlete wins out on that occasion. Josh King's start as a coach has been incredible, hasn't he? Whatever it was. Pass inside, Hurt to the corner. Lewis again. Big points coming, no. Drop the bomb. Webster with a lot.
Judges Melbourne Phoenix have probably only played 4 minutes of basketball. How they started the game, how they started the fourth. Outside of that, they've been potentially the better team. Yep.
Here's Lewis through the keyway he goes, and Pinder's fouled him, but he scores the 2. Well done, young man. Here's Glover again. Lewis. Here's Wieskamp. Needs some luck.
His Ben Air teeth went up no good. The way he can guard, stay down low, move his feet, and use his length. That was some quality defense one-on-one.
And right there is at the other end, which helps his cause.
This game suits him down to the ground. Lewis lifts the tempo, drives. The next star tips it back in. It's an 8-point lead to the Phoenix.
All righty. Back like that in a long time.
This is a good old-fashioned hit-out for Melbourne, and a tune-up for Southeast Melbourne, potentially.
Dubbed out at the end for junk time, because I love junk time.
Somewhere Leonard Copeland's watching, going as if Drew was ever coming out of the game. Malique Lewis, that is nice.
Tough. Great finish.
The offensive rebound.
Malique Lewis has had a good night the next start. It's been good for his confidence. That one was a little tough, though. Couldn't get his 3-ball away. Angus Glover never needs an invitation. Phoenix get another look at it. Lewis inside. Played with the way they played on Friday, so it's... Yeah, they're as I said before, they're fascinating for the good and for the bad.
Well, you're seeing the bad here these last few minutes on the defense.
It hasn't been a single-figure margin, Beck, since midway through the second quarter. Malique Lewis, top of the key. That flat jumper doesn't go either.
Man, big future. Here's Glover. Feeds it off into the corner. Malique Lewis's shot a little firm. There's a foul in there. Cotton finds his way to the hoop, but under pressure again, and Lewis charging down the other end, does really well. Finger roll superb.
Well, how about these next stars? Both of them really playing some beautiful basketball.
Great to see him back out there fit and healthy.
Here's Lewis again, trying to be nice and aggressive. There, has to put it on the floor. Back out to Lewis as well. And just got to the ball from Aquera. Good enough. Sobey looks inside, decides to go towards Lewis, who just settles himself on the three-point line and drops it in. It gets it back off him. Well done. Now to Benair. Bit of a mismatch. Outnumbered Lewis also in the corner. Could have hit back-to-back threes for him.
Well, they've got to slow it down here and go through Matt Hurt.
Nice shooting. You know there's more chance of me saying something bad about one of my 3 incredible daughters than there is against my guy.
That's true. Another basket. Malique Lewis continues to shine.
I know he sent Bryce Cotton to the free throw line before, but you can just feel the intensity rising. I think that's off the back of him picking up full court and getting after it.
Here he goes again. Playing way above his age at the moment.
Might be down on soldiers, but the system is standing up.
They'll always move the ball. They'll always move bodies. Get good looks.
Malique Lewis into the game, sorry, Lee.
We know what he can do, Liam. We saw him last year and the year before. He's a superstar. But sometimes he takes the night off.
There he is with a very, very difficult, just 6 points in this fourth quarter. Malique Lewis had the chair pulled on Crawford.
Real high school type vibe.
Not going to win, so...
Malique Lewis can't score. Majuk. Another getting some opportunities late. They hit back hard after their loss on Wednesday. Malique Lewis with a 3 at the buzzer.
Talking about him at Cairns, one of the best two-way players in the league, especially spot-up 3 balls, but he really advanced his offensive game last season. Good pass from Sobey. Another miss point blank. But no double-figure games all season. It's stacked.
Sydney, who have got the first 5 points. Malique Lewis changes that. Malique Lewis tries his luck. Back to Cal shortly. A lot of noise inside this venue. No foul on Malique Lewis first time. Eventually, they find the whistle and John in the face. Malique Lewis wrestles it back for the Phoenix. Little mid-range jumper. Again, under pressure. It's the second field goal of the game so far. But it's this end of the floor that's causing them all sorts of problems. The Phoenix are getting whatever they want.
They look good. No way that kid's 17, bro. Nah.
The instincts, coach.
I got to see the
He's special. He's special.
Rebound McCann. Lewis takes it straight at Lopez. Jackson Cartwright got his hands in, knocked it away from Hurt. Lewis must shoot. Nothing but Cotton.
There you go. There you go.
Best time to...
Jax MBL. You just never know what's going to happen next as Hunter blocks Menenga. Lewis with a crossover and the jam almost. Wow. Put that one on the highlight reel.
Jeez, for someone aged under 18.
19 on Monday against Melbourne. As Liam said, a new number in this one at the Heartland.
4 of 6 from
Shooting the free ball well his last 4 weeks at 40%. Having some struggles through that middle part of the season. Here's Lewis. He likes the size advantage on Armstrong and goes right at him.
A bit of the unsung hero, Malique Lewis.
Edwards had the size advantage on air, but way off the mark.
Well, they have the advantage right across the floor, especially in that big man. They want to get the ball inside and really exploit the defense of South East Melbourne.
Ruiz, most of the defensive end. We know they can score. Hurt cleverly taps into the path of Glover, who thought about pulling up and then wanted to give it to Lewis. Running the lane, it came off the knee, so to be hit.
Coaches are conceding him from the three-point line, in fact, encouraging. Now you have to hard close out on him.
Lewis left his 3 short. Derek Walton Jr. He's going to have Mitch Norton for company for a lot of the night. Malique Lewis with a couple on the clock. Phoenix 0 of 4 to... Defensive rebound by Lewis.
I think it's always a little worse too if you have a reoccurrence of a hamstring within a relatively short period of time. That to me is not great news.
He's just returned from injury. Glover in rhythm. Lewis scrapping for the Phoenix, took it inside, and Zakarski sent him packing.
After the NBA.
A 10-point Nathan Sobey. There was 3 guys around him.
Malique Lewis with his feet set. Oh. I assume the banks are open on a Saturday night in Gippsland. Bullets lead by 8. Malique Lewis left that one short over the top of Prather. He's one of them. Phoenix are on the charge. Sobey thought about the threes, decided to get in deep instead. Right pass to Malique Lewis.
That's the playmaking.
Fan of everybody. I got to meet Damon before the game, got to meet Andrew, didn't get to meet Jack, but where's Lennar, where's Derek? Like I need him here, but love everything about the NBL.
We love the passion, and what about
Second 5, then you generally have an advantage. You know, I mean, you got some stars out there. Dremmick's been playing for a long time. You know, Jordan Crawford has been on.
Glover finds Lewis. And then there's Wieskamp to mop it up. Kelsey, you're listening. And now lead by 2. Lewis has already had one-sider from this exact same spot. And he wasn't going to miss up the second chance in 5.
Tauranga with the 7 points, 3 of 4, 75% from the field goal.
Here's Lewis. He knocked one down in the second quarter. Knocks down another. That free
pitch has 3 fouls, so I'd like to see them really attack in the paint, get Geordie Hunter the ball. He's got a mismatch with Doyle right now.
There's Lewis showing some nice athleticism and touch.
To be Italian and Dremmick, these guys can get going as well.
Lewis, he's knocked down a couple, make it 3, and the young man, he's putting on that is fancy, but he couldn't finish. It'll give the last chance here for the Phoenix. Lewis for a career high. Not quite, but they are just doing enough at the moment. Southeast Melbourne.
The break, great length and athleticism, slams it home to start the game off for the Kings.
Walton puts it out for another next star, Malique Lewis. Would have been a nice start to the gut start for the big man out of Oakland, California. Lewis kicked it on to Sobey, who gave it straight back and no luck.
Now,
Malique in the corner.
I think the Phoenix have Phoenix.
Sydney with 17 turnovers last time they met. The win sort of softened that a little bit, but they want to be much better ball handling, and there's some nice handles from Malique Lewis. Sobey feeding Lewis. Base of the rim and another rebound.
The dribble, but then they've been good on their pass penetration as well. The Kings, and here we go, Walton Jr. again creating opportunity off of dribble penetration.
Malique Lewis can't score, so Sydney keeping the opposition. Malique Lewis, the next star. Having a productive year as he tried to get away from Mason Peatling, had a hand in his face, which was enough to put the young side. That's a nice omen. We like that. Here's Derek Walton Jr. Forced back by Harvey. Lewis, a little heavy with his shot, and the rebound is taken by Froling, who's been 4-27 from outside. Wani Swaka-Labullet will look to apply the clamps to the Phoenix shooting clip. And there's an early result defensively for the Hawks. All Hawks fans. Top team in the league. Malique Lewis launches and drops the three.
That's a big shot. First points for the...
Humphries made an early priority. Couple of looks go straight.
Great matchups all over the floor as Malique Lewis gets on the rim. Gets an and one, gets an early foul on Montrez.
In the competition.
This description Andrew gave is spot on. It feels like Adelaide are playing catch up to start this game as Lewis left that short.
Drewy.
Malique Lewis catch and shoot. 3 of 13.
Play it all the way out.
He's going to need to.
See, now they've switched it.
Lewis not having his best shooting night.
From the start of the season, they were sort of playing one out. I feel like now they're happy to let everyone get a lick of the ice cream like we've spoken about. So 2 very different looking teams at the moment. Adelaide really need to pull their socks up.
Togetherness is just not there. Marshall gave it up. Foxwell for Lewis! Malique Lewis takes to the sky! What a jam from the...
7 of 7. Perfect 7 of 7. In that game against the Bullets.
And terrific recently, Sobey with the steal here, off to Lewis, who unleashes.
From the left here is usually not a good scenario.
Derek Walton Jr. back in the Phoenix lineup, offloads to Lewis. And Malique Lewis. Chain start here at John Cain Arena. Great to have you with us. Sunday Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL as we close out round 12. Lewis again, eating into this margin. Lewis now on the blow-by. Beautiful finish.
Nice, and he's talking a little trash.
That's what...
Cameron pokes it away. Flynn Cameron with the rip. Terrific play. What a way to end the first half. Lewis with a half-time wedgie. Every single bit of. United by 6. Here is Lewis outside. Hunter pulls it down, goes back at Glover around the screen from Hunter. Lewis in the corner. And Shaylee is off to the races. He's only got Sobey.
What defensively Dean Bigman's trying to do.
Walton Jr. off to Lewis, coming downhill with a full head of steam. Timeout.
See there, that time Jack White just shunting, trying to get under. And when you send help, you lead a wide open 3. Lewis can't knock it down.
They can't panic just because they're down 11. They got to stay with the game plan, and definitely they've got to increase their defensive productivity.
Hunter was kept off the glass by...
You can get to the rim. Same with jump balls.
Had a very similar play last week, Shorty Hunter, and comes up with another one tonight. Malique Lewis from the corner. Badly needed 3.
4, in your opinion, when he's off to that next level?
Well, he's probably going to be primarily a 3 at NBA level. But this is what he's going to have to be able to do against bigger bodies. So it's good to see him show the capability disrupted. But right here on this end, Bogue, they've got to string consecutive stops together. It hasn't happened a lot in this game thus far.
Offensive rebound by Hurt. Lewis, catch and shoot.
You are to win.
It's in a game where both teams are shooting, circa 60%. Just shoot it. Shoot half-court shots instead of turning it over.
Lewis needs to knock that down, and the next star delivers. Taylor no good on that one.
They've combined for 80 points, including Tyrell Harrison. That's the same quartet that went for 104 points on Sunday.
Josh King, the new coach of the Phoenix, is a defensively minded coach who sets high standards. He's not going to be pleased with that last play.
It's like they're playing with an 8-second shot clock out there.
Bradshaw goes down. Lewis straight through the middle of Armstrong. Points will count.
Look this. Good starting point. A good-looking stroke doesn't always mean you're going to shoot it well, but it's a hell of a starting point.
Doesn't shoot a lot of them as a rule, Taron Armstrong, but when he does, he's shooting at 41%.
Wieskamp only 4 of 12 from the three-point line.
Sony swings to Malique Lewis, the next star. It rattles in.
That shot deserved to go in. Out there. That's why Jordy Hunter's about to check in.
48-43. Lewis worried out of it. Nice deep from Wardenberg, but Phoenix kick. Phoenix again is trying to make something happen at the offensive end.
Offensive rebound number 11. But they are missing their lead guy, the one that can control the tempo and get the ball where it needs to be.
This is better ball movement from them. Malique Lewis athletically tips in his miss. Strong quick release three. That jumps out too. All coming up trumps for the Phoenix. Air off to Lewis. He ran out of space.
Great pass by.
Wow. They can barely get the ball in at the moment, Cairns.
Oh no. I've seen more air balls in this game than they do in the regular NBL.
He's a roof. Lewis will be patient. He'll take his time. He'll kick it out to Hunter and get it back. He likes the matchup. He wants to go at Cal. Good defense from Trey Cal. He shakes his head.
That's an expensive play.
It's going to be a big possession for Southeast Melbourne. They've gone on a 9-0 run.
Oh!
As Lewis gets upstairs.
We asked the big fella to give us a dunk.
Front position for an offensive rebound. Yeah, he missed the bunny, but getting extra possessions for his team.
Good kick out from Foxwell to Lewis. 11th offensive rebound for the Royal Hawks. Most of them have led the second chance points. Here is Lewis again. That's a strong move. It's a strong move.
The vision there from Malique Lewis. Yeah, like unreal being able to make that cross-court pass when he probably could have taken a layup himself. Unselfish basketball.
And you like that matchup because he's a nice tall man and he's quite strong too for his age. Phoenix will set up. 5 minutes remaining in this quarter. Pass inside. Hunter sliding the feet. Got the pass away. Lewis. That one rattles around. Hurt over the top. Takes on the defender. And
pass there. Cross-court. Left-hander by Benny Henschel. But earlier when we saw that Nathan Sobey three-pointer, he's already hit one in the game, and they made 2 passes to their teammates wherever the teammates wanted the ball. They've got to get out the Wildcats pass for
he's got one to the head as well. As well, will pass in underneath, and Lewis scores another 2 off the glass, so they continue to come up with all aggressive. That one swatted away. Glover tried to keep it to his team's advantage. Good slap, though, from Hunter. Lewis, 4-3, settled himself nicely. And in the end, Hurt probably should have once again. The pass inside. Hunter working hard. Had heaps of people trying to swat it away, but in the end, the Phoenix will come up with the 2 from hard work.
You've got to be happy there and just able to finish it off.
There's Hunter, the big frame. Oh, I thought he was passing the referee on that occasion as Lewis sits in the corner. He's had a couple of those rattle around, and Doolittle very keen.
More ball movement, a bit of structure. We're seeing exactly that from the Phoenix right now. Jordy Hunter, great pick and roll, draws 2, opens up Lewis. He just couldn't drop it down. That's another one that when they're watching video tomorrow.
Had Pepper on the back foot. Had a bit of a fumble though, Lewis. He's playing grown man basketball right now. That is a great move against 2. He scores the 2 and gets closer up. Look as Sobey tries to get away from him. Foxwell through the key. Lewis in the corner. That one goes. He stayed. Looks out wide. Benair in the corner. Percentage all important for these 2 teams. Lewis scores the 2 and will go to the line as well. Every little ball
in the corner.
Here's Lewis. Happy birthday, Malique Lewis.
Wow, this is some sort of three-point.
He's back in. Let's see if that ignites them on this end of the floor.
Dunovich to Lewis in the corner. Well short. Armstrong dives on it. Hurt. Just looks like he's dialed things in the last couple of minutes. Lewis in attack mode. Strong finish.
That level of consistency, I think he's been one of the better pickups of any team in the off-season.
Lewis, that one rattles around.
Down, and you try and get that back quickly, and you have an overemphasis on the three ball because that's poor defense on the underneath out of bounds. But you're getting forced into
it either. And let's see if Phoenix look to get hurt a touch on this possession.
Instead, it's Lewis. This time he had time, and it's a good look.
Very mature.
Keeping the Jack Jumpers to a franchise low last Sunday here at Kudos Bank Arena. Lewis. Well defended by Bull Qual, and now Jalen Adams off.
Phoenix on this end are doing a really good job of getting on the on balls with the spread floor and then them being able to create to their perimeter shooters as Lewis misses one from the wing, but again, good offense.
Next star for next star. Glover, an impressive first quarter. He finds Lewis, who had a look and jumped out. Hurt up above Jalen Adams. Glover the extra pass for Lewis, who can't finish. Ball still alive, and it's there for Southeast Melbourne. Lewis off and running, high off the glass. Malique Lewis.
Nice.
Angus Glover out there as the starting point guard. It's been a move that has worked for the Phoenix in the last couple of rounds. Malique Lewis, the next star.
Drew, that was a nice play phase on
threes in the first quarter.
Well, now the Wildcats are 5 of 7 from the three.
They were 9 of 12 in the first quarter on Friday night. Here's Malique Lewis. Offensive rebound by Hunter. He puts it. Here comes Pinder. And misses the layup. Malique Lewis flies up the floor at the other end. This next star has got some serious skills.
I read during the
left hand. Presence of Geordie Hunter was enough. Lewis for three. Foul! And some Sunday afternoon bank. 3-point final term. Sobey fires it out to Malique Lewis.
Off the floor, and that ball is through the hoop quickly.
Maxwell gave it up for Malique Lewis. Phoenix starting to have... Here comes Lewis, 3-on-2 up ahead. Finishes through contact. 10 points, 6 rebounds for Malique Lewis.
On Pepper's backdoor cut, but this will be 4 out of 5 wins for the Phoenix as Lewis lets one fly.
There's no difference with the second. Misses them both. So 19 apiece. Time winding down in this opening frame. Malique Lewis is left wide open.
The Lenning's great. He just knocked down a three.
Lewis is left alone.
Oh! Yes, sir!
Malique Lewis!
That's a grown man.
Wieskamp to the elbow. The three ball now. That would have been quite the double act.
Army aggressive early, couldn't score. Now Nathan Sobey flies up the floor. In the corner for the next star, Malique Lewis. It's knocked out of play by Southeast Melbourne. Phoenix still in possession. Shot clock winds down to 7. Lewis steps back. Here's Darius Day. He's had 8 rebounds on Thursday night in their life.
A better forward than 5. The way he shoots the ball.
That Glover, nice pass for Malique Lewis.
Proud father over here.
Did you enjoy that, Coach?
I enjoyed it.
Sobey threw it away. Look at the desperation from Hickey. Always after those loose balls, but couldn't make it work that time.
That hurt, let's go.
Other end. Not quite as spectacular, but still worth 2 points in its own right.
And Lewis drains the three. Pushes Illawarra's lead back to 8. Malique Lewis with the left hand.
And he's talking a little trash. Liam.
Sobey up ahead. Hasn't got a lot to work with. Now he does. Threads the eye of the needle for Lewis.
Great pass.
He can take it coast to coast. And it's game, set, match, Illawarra.
Wow.
Couldn't get the job done against Brisbane, but they bounced back, and they're not going to make any excuses. You wouldn't think this team.
No.
As Sobey puts the head down, drops the shoulder, and couldn't finish. But Lewis will get another offensive rebound, and, well, again, going at 50% for his 10 points. Antisevich has been shooting the ball well. And now Lewis left open. Got the bet.
Run by Melbourne United.
Here is Malique Lewis, the next star. Splashes one early.
That was clean.
Car, but certainly stole the hubcaps.
Lewis blocked by Lowe. Hunter kept it alive. Here's Matt Hurt, blocked by Jack.
See someone get a mid-range jumper.
Normally means they've run out of options. Malique Lewis. Unsuccessful. Geordie Hunter being held. Oh. Walton Jr. surveying his options. Good look for Lewis. Lewis and Foxwell. For Southeast Melbourne. Malique Lewis, wide open. He looks good. He looks like he's got some serious talent.
Only want an early shot if you get something cheap.
Off pass from Sobey.
Stockton shot that with 13 seconds left. I say advantage Hurt. As good as Bannon can be, Hurt's got that size.
There's Lewis, who easily gets his way through the paint.
Good decision by Derek Ward. He
move the defense a little bit before you get into that, like we're seeing right here.
There is some good ball movement. Which means Lewis is wide open and knocks it down. And Gazy struck his shot. First half. First quarter and a half, really.
Get out, Matt.
For the Bullets is
Post, Matt. One more.
Walton. Oh, perfect little pass. Exquisite. He's toying with him. And Lewis throws it down, and Shaw wants. And now Norton gets to the basket. And they're up by 6. Lewis couldn't finish. Sobey create. Pulls it back out, and they'll work through their offense. Lewis given a bit of time and space in the corner. And the shots just deserted them. There's Walton again. Malique Lewis, the next star, is in the game. As Walton hasn't been able to get it to fall, and Lewis has a couple of efforts. Good hustle play.
Games, a local product, back home in front of friends and family.
Foxwell getting some more minutes. Lewis had Harrell in his way. A couple of good defensive possessions.
A bit. They've started to lift their presence a little bit on that end. Can they
great find from Glover to Lewis. So Mike Kelly down the other end.
And then he blocked that, and then he just stopped talking. He didn't say anything.
Silence the crowd.
Yeah, a little bit towards a bit of
surprised they hadn't played that all together in the first 2 games.
They're 4 stars, all in double digits. As Lewis is the one that can break that drought, knock down the 3.
Tell you what, this is going to get interesting.
Can he shoot again?
Shoot again.
From the exact same spot, the exact same result.
Hold the phone, Joey.
7. Hungry Jacks NBL season 25.
See if they make this timeout worth it with it executing.
That was the play they drew up, and that's how it finishes to make it an even 10-point.
I'm not sure, but Owen Foxwell is getting those backup guard minutes, and he was great in the last game.
Sobey finds the next star, and Lewis, and Gillespie throws it out.
Come on now. Read the scouting report, Malique.
Right. Avoids the contact, spin, up and under, gets it to Lewis, who's going to draw the contact there, and one for the young. Nathan Sobey scored the last 5 points for Southeast Melbourne. Can he build on it here? Straight through the lane. Great kick out to Lewis in the corner. Can't get the ball, but Hurt will come up with the board.
The young fella. One thing about the Breakers, when they get a young next star, he gets minutes. They're not going to just sit him on the end of the bench. They're going to use him.
Speaking of next stars, Lewis gets a bucket of his own.
Next star on Nick.
3 turnovers and the 4 fouls. Breeze can't get that ball.
Wow.
Lewis will come up with the rebound and get it to fall. 19 seconds on the clock.
For the last 5 years here, the NBL has been amazing to me. The Southeast has been an incredible family for me as well. But right now it's overseas. We'll see what happens off court as well. Things are going really well there, so I'm enjoying just the development.
Effort 100% of the time. Hard on the sleeve. Malique Lewis, the next start off the back. To start the NBL 25 campaign. 96-84 the final score. It hasn't.
Wildcats by 2 early doors. Great to have you with us. Night 2 of Hoops Fest. Glorious Western Australia. Lewis tries his luck with a 3-ball early.
Not enough pressure when you're talking about one of the greatest of all time.
Lewis in attack mode again. Really impressive stuff from Malique Lewis early.
Going back to that
on Hoff at half-time as part of our broadcast this evening. Wildcats by 12 at quarter time. Malique Lewis continuing to get some extended runs, subbed in early the next start, away from the Wildcats. Opportunity for the Phoenix to really close up here. Hurt kicks it to the corner. Lewis. 3-ball rattles out.
Does not lack confidence with his shot.
But you know what? Opportunity can create that. Last season, I think he only averaged about 6 minutes a game, and all of a sudden he has a great off-season over in New Zealand.
But that third quarter, I thought Nathan Sobey was pushing it a little too much off the dribble. He needs to get it through some hands and then come to him. And
Lewis takes it through the paint with a nice Euro step in the and one finish. To really penetrate deep into the paint. And Vodanovic diving on the floor. Kenyon in the open court. Looks to go upstairs. Can't make it happen, but the next star, Malique Lewis, cleans it up. Kenyon just doing the dirty work tonight. Air pushes. Lewis from the corner. Gets that one to fall. Bend. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, whether it's their starting unit, whether it's their bench unit, they have scorers all over the floor. Malique Lewis tries his luck from outside.
Now
Can't get it to roll, but a rebounding foul. Some of the money that's on offer, of course, and the dream is the NBA for every young player.
And look, it's a tough one. NBL teams, they have to approach those sorts of conversations with a level of humility and understand that this is the dream of a lot of guys. So when step up a little bit, it's on a lot of these guys to really step up and fill that production gap.
Do you see them in the top 6?
Probably in the top 6. Probably don't write up a Scott Roth team at this point.
You wouldn't do that.
Of course, these guys are more judged by their second half of the season because they often take next stars. Of course, Malique Lewis has some pro experience. Good, strong move. He's definitely a guy that I can see at the middle point of this.
Yeah, look, Majuk is the second big on this roster, but he's the third string center. The backup center for this team is Matt Hurt. That's someone who they expect to play a lot at the backup 5. But again, you know that Majuk
because there was a lot of us that were still learning the game, and we needed his expertise to help us develop. These days, he has a lot of confidence in players that are. I get it, but the competitiveness is not there.
It's been gone for a while.
Yes. Whereas if you have that here, straight away, and it's rightly so, the Australians should be excited.
Is that? Yes, it was. But I owe you and wifey a 6-bottle case.
12 sounds better.
We'll go that. Good take. Okay. I'll make sure when you come commentate our game, whenever you're coming to town, that.
Yeah, a couple of extra seconds on the shot clock there, the Phoenix, as it went to a new 24 instead of 14. Lewis from outside can't come up with it. Kings back ahead in this 1 minute to go in this third period. Lewis hangs and hits.
In cans to give away cheeseburgers.
Nice Lewis on the take.
Such an exciting talent.
Biggest lead of the game that they have had. Oh, Lewis misses the dunk with the left hand. Second quarter. We just thought it might have been the Kings that would do it rather than the Phoenix. Hunter to Lewis.
Change up to their preseason preparations. He actually said Luke Rosendale was best of field, but that, you know, he got some work done.
Getting some work done there as well with the pull-up. Such a dynamic player. Brings passion and intensity to the game, which is great to see. Lewis is just a little bit off on a three-pointer. Haven't used him in their preseason games that he was recovering from injury. 24-second clock. Teams for the next game getting set as well. Perth Wildcats and the New Zealand Breakers. Lewis can't hit that one. It's going to stay in such a long period of time. Final possession of this one. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix trying to close it out strong. Lewis can't quite connect on it. And Lee's going to be...
better, and he just makes good reads and smart plays.
So lovely steal from Ben Air, read it well. And now from deep, Lewis can't cash in. Basketball Centre in Melbourne, Julia Marcus and Tom Hirsch with you tonight. Final pre-season hit out for both sides before they head up to the Gold Coast for the blitz. In the State Basketball Centre, no one's left. Still packed to the brim. Lewis, not quite on that occasion. Owen Foxwell, get to Lewis. Now he's Glover, the man at the moment. Lewis for three, no good. Lee boards it.
Well, he got a great look from Angus.
Foxwell, Glover in the one motion for three, just a little short. And underneath the rim, tipped in beautifully by Lewis. Couple of points. Goes into two territory. Goes all his way. Nelly Foxwell inside looking. Palms off. Kenyon back open. Lewis for the three ball. They worked that well, Phoenix. Found the open man. Couldn't finish. And Harrison doesn't even think about the shot really. Glover with it now. Adele to him. Glover inside. Balks back. Wider. Open here. Lewis for the three and answers at the other end.
Yeah, Malique Lewis.
After Worry Smith-Milner. Kenyon drives, flick wide, Lewis for back-to-back threes. And the game begins to come along. About 6 seconds less than that. Walton Jr. wants to take every bit of that and take the shot. Dishes it up and tipped in over the top by Lewis. Third. Kenyon and Lewis combining. Now Foxwell against White. Again, Lewis against Bear, so high off the glass. Two more, Phoenix lead. Bogdanovic, and the two just work out time here. Take a bit of tempo out of it. Fast hand Rosendale to Lewis. He was good with it. Long-range shooting in that opening half. Misses that. Cook. Adele cut it back as White misses. Got one in the mush as well. A Falcon misses Foxwell. Inside, back across Kenyon. And then tipped across the top, Lewis. And then in the second term, Phoenix fought back in that last. Yeah, spoke about him being the leader scorer at three-quarter time. Bogdanovic, big final turn from him so far. Wieskamp, Lewis for three, the one motion. Just off cue, Zakarski.
The Bullets to really possibly end up mid-table.
Foxwell, Lewis for three here. Low, flat, a dagger. And the margin with his best. 5 points. Ball game still open at the moment. Walton Junior, no look. Lewis really needs this to go. It doesn't. Comes up with Cook, and Bogdanovic.
Todd Blanchfield has just raised his 4,000th NBL points. It's taken some time, but congratulations, Todd Blanchfield. Well, that was what a back end of the season he's having. He lost his only championship series at Perth in 2021. The 16-season veteran has never won a title. Is this the year for Todd Blanchfield? He's let's rip. I asked Blanchfield, how determined are you to win an NBL championship your first before calling it quits? And he was happy to bite on that question. Absolutely. A glittering career, but it would feel... He likes the look of a three. He can't hit. Triplet. Todd Blanchfield again for number 9. It's all iron. And the last possession should be southeast.
It is the free throw line. Phoenix 15 of 16. Hawks 8 of 15. The margin is 9 points. Hickey comes up empty. Lewis pushes the pace at the other end. Glover.
It's been a successful formula for them.
Misses the free throw. Glover comes up with it. 2-point Hawks lead, 35 seconds to go. Sobey, quick trip.
Great offense leaving Blanchfield in his wake. Now Kell, hard back off the rim. No go, and Lewis runs the floor. Malique Lewis.
But in particular, Southeast Melbourne having trouble controlling the ball.
Here's Matt Hurt. Just gets away from Froling momentarily, but can't finish. They win the scrap for the loose ball, and
it's a bit exceptional.
The kick-on pass from Glover to Wieskamp. And Lewis strong. The teenager, his effort got the background. Riding his team. Late in the third quarter, Sobey. The ball was knocked away by Harvey. Here's Ben Air from outside. No.
The Final Four here in the NBL. Kendrick Davis on the move.
Another good move. Had Bogdanovic with the switch. Getting some looks, Adelaide. Coming off a good performance against the Wildcats.
Good shot by the next star. There's the rebound as well. It's the Phoenix who trail. Our very eyes here at John Cain Arena. Foxwell goes down. Davis. No good. Air kept Martin off the glass. And Southeast Melbourne with the shot clock into Montrezl Harrell to start the fourth. Davis watches Foxwell blow by. Southeast Melbourne have won 11 of their last 12 fourth quarters in this venue.
But the beauty of that pick and rolls they're running, Drewy, Phoenix, is they're not doing it in the first 5 seconds. They actually get it through hands. They get it from one side of the floor to the other, then going to a ball screen. Defense actually had to move.
Under 3 minutes remaining in sudden death. Kendrick Davis with 2 on the clock with a hand in the face. He can't score. Malique Lewis with a rebound.
Malique Lewis in his second half.
Walked around and jumped around and acted like an idiot. And so I decided to tie a chair to my backside.
Don't wait.
And then put a rope to the area where I usually hang on when his team was in all sorts of trouble, and he turned things around. Sobey, speedy, couldn't make it go. Phoenix crashed the boards though. Hurt. 15 points. Glover, aggressive. Swatted away by Doolittle. Hurt for 3. They need this. Doesn't go. Here's Windler. Henschel again. Tinder tried to tap it in from the other side of the ring. Here's Wieskamp. Needs some luck and some confidence going into the next game. He'll get another crack at it. That time, rattled around. That was unlucky.
NBL's Next Star program this year, which Dash Daniels will be a part of next year. It's Tanner Krebs on the wing. Malique Lewis takes care of the rebound. Lewis on a trip around John Cain Arena. Steps back out. There's Lewis with the rebound.
Now, Drewy, that possession right there, NBA GMs are looking at Malique Lewis. The way he just defended the ball screen, his Ben Air teeth went up no good. The way he can guard, stay down low, move his feet, and use his length.
It's got to do with your ability to read the defense. when they're out of position, how you can drive into their legs like you often did. Or how when you're shooting, you can kick your legs out like I.
Down to the ground. Lewis lifts the tempo, drives. The next star tips it back in. It's an 8-point lead to the Phoenix.
All righty. Get out in the open floor. 8 points now. 3 of 5 from the field.
5 rebounds as well. You can make that number 6.
The energy levels, you can see that in him.
Melbourne charging towards victory.
Have a single offensive rebound, so they're one and done on most occasions. And that's be very encouraging for Josh King.
Hurt for 3. Malique Lewis, the next star, gets after it.
They're just playing harder, aren't they?
More marketing budget for the guys here.
That's right.
Vasiljevic from outside. Montrezl Harrell's got his Reeboks on this afternoon.
Sweater.
Problem.
Don't want to be slipping around.
Sobey marches the ball up the floor.
Points the margin. Ben Air all over him. Keeping the pressure on. Cotton finds his way to the hoop. But under pressure again. And Lewis charging down the other end. Does really well. Finger roll. He's signing him up for sure. Under a minute to go. Glover quick to shoot away. It was short. Tap back into his hands. A chance to reset. Hurt.
Back to Cal shortly. A lot of noise inside this venue. No foul on Malique Lewis first time. Eventually, they find the whistle, and Josh King's been teed up. Shot clock at 9 for Glover with a hand in the face. Malique Lewis wrestles it back for the Phoenix.
He's come here and he's learning the league, and the league's learning him. I mean, then he'll be a lot better.
Oh, he's camp up the middle. Beaconsfield in Victoria getting his first opportunity of the game.
Let's just see what he can do. Get him the ball.
He can play this kid. He's going to be a... Already got the 50 points up. Still plenty of time in this second quarter. Another offensive rebound, this time to Lewis.
9 offensive rebounds.
It's fair to say that Matt Hurt probably wouldn't be in anybody's first team all defense, but if he can just keep Casey to a respectable score, people can change their mind. Usually we've seen, especially the key guys too. I mean, it's just unfortunate. It's a war of attrition this season.
Offensive rebound by Lewis.
I think it's always a little worse too if you've had a
can't score either. Another who's just returned from injury. Glover in rhythm. Lewis scrapping for the Phoenix, took it inside, and Zakarski sent him packing.
That's what the NBA scouts are here.
Coming out here and having all sorts of problems scoring, and I give a lot of credit to what the Brisbane Bullets are doing.
Earlier tonight it was Illawarra 108. Matt Hurt also off the floor at the moment, so Phoenix without their 2 stars. Isaac White doesn't take his opportunity. Rebound for the next star, Malique Lewis.
It is working. Like Alex said, when you're playing, when you're used to starting and you're coming on the bench and you're playing against their second 5, then you generally have an advantage. You know, I mean, you guys.
At the moment, they lead by 7. Here's Doyle again.
He's taking the last 2 shots, so he's trying to get himself going.
Hammer finds Tarangi.
Play. 34. Against another of his former clubs, Illawarra, on New Year's Eve. Here's Isaiah Liapa. The 3 ball has been a tough one for him this season. Some brighter signs in recent games, but wrong rebounds. At the other end, Oliver liked the look. Wouldn't finish, and he stays on 9 points, 4 of 5 from the field.
So
Hunter.
So that goes from Sobey
to Hurt, to then Hunter, beautiful, or misses it there. This team is absolutely roaring at the moment. It is just so pure the way he shoots it.
Sean Bruce trying to do something similar.
Very quickly for him in the last 3 minutes. Defense and energy from the Phoenix has been terrific. Look at that passing as well. Oh, Lord. Hits the three and he'll go to the line for one more. Winner of Adelaide and Sydney. I'll play host to that game. Pass inside good. Lewis, well done. Bogdanovic scores the 2 and he'll draw the foul and it'll be hurt.
You said it, Drewy.
No, he can do that. That's when he gets his feet set. He's a player that's going to be around his feet for a while. That's a goaltend. The ball hit the backboard as soon as he hits the back.
Brought it down. Pepper just trailed out towards the three-point line. Keen for another big bomb. Lewis will feed Kenyon and he'll finish with the 2. So good response down the other end from the Phoenix.
But you look at this team on the court, he needs the ball.
It's a chance again. Now he has to put it on the floor. Glover again, been very active and reward for effort for Angus Glover. Terrific shot.
And offensive rebounds.
Wants it in the block. This is where he got all his points in the first quarter. And he even gets the nice roll.
With the left. How do you want it?
And he could dominate this league for many, many years with his skill sets.
Here he is on cue.
Lewis for Glover. Bottom of the net.
That is good offense.
5 a game. Didn't play in that round 7 game when they won by 2 points. Hurt. Saw an open lane, and that's easy pickings for a man of his talents. And let's just set some picks. That's right. Crowd wanted travel, so did Roth, but Lewis gives it up to Hunter, who again will go to the stripe.
Green 38.
Sobey, not forcing anything. Lewis, they see the mismatch. Crawford was clever. Wieskamp. That hurts.
That hurts. In the league, back in the playoff contest, maybe back in the championship contender discussion. Nathan Sobey is certainly part of that. And he banks another 3 for the second. Everyone who banks a 3 during the season. The walking almanac. Lewis almost stripped of the ball. Instead, he feeds Sobey, who fills it up for 16 points on 6 of 11 shoots.
When you see how easy it is for Montrez around the rim, you can understand why they'd want to go to that. 4 rebounds and 3 assists in the first quarter.
Hello. That is a tough shot.
He's a scoring machine, though. I love him, too, because you know what?
Comes right down the middle. Drops it off to Hunter. Spinning through.
That might lead to a flop warning. And straight away, Dick.
They trailed by 15 in the early going. They were challenged against one of the league's best. Matt Hurt lays in 2 more.
Just continuing that red-hot form we've seen. That three-pointer from the corner. Absolutely loves that spot.
Here's Bryce with Glover under pressure. Looks inside. Decides to go to Lewis. Had that one swatted into just a little late. That was on the way there.
And can score.
Malique Lewis kicks it out to Sobey in the corner for 3.
And that's better offense.
And then he tosses it away. 4th turnover for Tarrant. And Lewis runs the floor off to Glover. 16 for Angus Glover.
And from the pick.
The 2023 MVP, averaging 17 points per game at 60%. Glover again. He knows how to fill these buckets up. There's a couple of bombs.
Defensively, only 6 of 16 in that first one.
Hurt. A fadeaway. He finds the bottom of the net. Joe Healy, what was the talk at quarter 2? Sydney 5 of 9 at the line so far in this one. Here's Lewis again. And finding Hunter. Great look. This 19-year-old next start, Malique Lewis. It was going to find their stroke? Joe Wieskamp, maybe? Yes, on this occasion at least.
Close to the basket. It's just got to hope he misses.
Malique Lewis thought about it. Sobey checks the feed, checks the ball, checks the grip, and knocks it down.
Sobey's being a very...
Opportunities for the big man. 9 apiece, 4 minutes played here in Launceston. Friday night hoops, first leg of a double-header as Matt Hurd spinning and winning his way to the cup.
He's a scorer. He is a scorer. You need to get it.
Lewis with the mismatch. That's where they head. Guarded by McDowell White. He swings to Hurt in the corner. Nice offense from the Phoenix.
Automatic.
Davo Hickey took it all the way up. And Jordan Hunter went with him. Hurt at the other end. He scores. It's all happening now.
That's a brave act by Hunter.
Back a second time.
Didn't need to shoot that, Harvey.
Just pull it out.
Must go. Foxwell. It counts.
Oh, my. You got to get up the floor. And
Tom, let me go back again, Tom. Don't be ignoring me, man. PJC got subbed out 2.5 minutes into the quarter. 2.5 minutes into the quarter time he gets subbed out, and he just had a bucket.
Glover and kicks it out for Lewis. Good defense from Antisevich. Shot clock down to 5. And it's going to be a goal 10.
Yeah.
For him? Well, truly. 12 points, in fact. That's career high still. Previous best of 9 is Hurt. All the time in the world. And he knows he finally gets prized.
A Golding 3. Matt Hurt has been the shining light for Southeast Melbourne.
I like him.
That doesn't count. Averaging 22. And Golding kept it alive. Malique Lewis 1 on 4 up ahead. He's got Hurt on the trail. Got it.
It's not pretty, but it goes in.
Some of their sets they're running.
Lewis, nice pass inside, and Hurt was good enough to find it.
She's had a lot of free throws, and most of them.
Lewis at the top of the key. Lob for Hunter.
Oh, nice.
He threw it up, and Hunter went and found it.
When that ball went up, I said,
don't see the urgency on the defensive end by the Phoenix.
Walton might be a bit sore coming out of that as Hunter, the unlikely man to knock down a triple.
Well, he's got it going, and in this frame of mind, and they do.
Yes, sir. The big Hurt is going to work.
That's nice.
Ability though, because of the signing of Akechalear. Them using their 11th spot on Akechalear is sort of shrewd because they initially signed him as a DP. Now, when you sign a player as, for example, at Ben Christie, they signed him as a rostered player. They can't now bring him down to a DP. They would have to waive his entire contract to do that.
Smart pass by Malique Lewis there. Finds Rosendale on the layup, who goes hard.
Well, it's the Alex Tui, Rocco, Lewis from Southeast Melbourne. So the league is in really good hands, that's for sure.
Matt Hurd cans a 3 from the Atlanta Hawks Pete Maravich jersey up the other side of the court there, which is a very nice piece of kit. Owen Foxwell into the game. Ben Air never lacking confidence. Pre-season, regular season, off-season, any old...
Steal for Wieskamp. Best thing he's done all night. And now Lewis to try. Kicks out to Bogdanovic. It's a whistle. It's a big whistle too.
Foxwell. Majuk creates wider Lewis. Sporks around Bairstow to the rack inside. Majuk off the glass and the foul.
That's pace in the game. I don't think you can go for 40 minutes with that with Illawarra. For me, getting Matt Hurt the ball is just a must.
Sam Froling steals the ball from Malique Lewis. So a bit of momentum here with it.
To Lewis. Can the young gun shine on the big stage? The pass across court, not so good.
Josh King's brought in that second unit.
So he's back in charge for the second half. Malique Lewis stripped. Swift hands from Keandre Cook. Adams in rhythm.
On this offense, we've seen how Lack can score.
An offensive foul on Malique Lewis. What are you both seeing at the...
Been oscillating around that 4 to 6 point margin for much of this third term. 2.5 minutes into it. Great defense from Malique. Pokes it away from Lewis.
A lot of dribbling by Lewis. It's getting to that dangerous territory now. They trail it by 8, and there's a sloppy turnover.
Last touch to the front, first touch to the back.
He sees this, Jack.
Prather's got 10 in the corner. Smith Milner got a hand in the passing lane. Brisbane in front.
Okay. What does Carney report?
Jonah Antonio, well short on his three. He's another whose shooting stats are well down on his capabilities. 27% for the season. And Lewis travels.
The switch, the mismatch for Froling down low, and he takes advantage.
He's up to 10 points. Third Hawk in double figures. 6 the other night against New Zealanders. Harvey
Being a 2 points so far. Groves turns that one over. Lewis won't have an easier pick all season. Now he has to fight for the rock. Snakes get it back. Hit ahead pass to Tate.
Seems like they're prepared to tolerate a lot of conversation, a lot of opinion from the coaches. So they just got no one else to blame but themselves. There's a very quick way you can...
Another turnover as Lewis was looking inside.
That's not the offense. You're not just trying to post up Geordie Hunter against Will.
He's Kent. Back up top to Lewis. Playing some big minutes tonight, the next star. Just to handle that time.
to play in the outcome tonight. Might look to be more aggressive without Sobey. And straight away, a turnover from the youngster. Picked off by Prather. And he draws the foul.
In the car on the way home from the game. He's only a young dude, but he got a hell of a lot of talent.
Glover struggles to inbound. The pressure again from the Breakers forces the turnover.
I'd like to see Adelaide get the ball inside. I know I've harped on about it too much, but they're just not being productive from the three-point line. They've really got to find another way to score the basket.
And for the Phoenix, speaking of thorn in their sides, they're looking at them right now.
Late call there, but I think it was the right call.
On the shot clock. Scoop pass to Lewis. Took too many steps.
Just shuffled the feet as he was trying to up.
He makes no mistake. 110 to 107. 5.6 shot and game clock differential. Doesn't matter. The pass from Malique Lewis was let.
Behind the back, Lewis opens up. Attell to him and takes it away. Kept his feet out of the two. Attell drives against Walton Jr. Back around Bateman here.
Lewis strong. The teenager, his effort goes to waste though. And now Illawarra return the favour.
One of the concerning things about that last time out, the body language and the communication between the Adelaide 36ers players was not what you're hoping for, and this is an off-the-ball foul. And it's
nice one for the Phoenix. Little three-pointer for Glover. Pinder again. Lewis got it. Windler, ball over him.
Wasn't going to miss up the second chance. Lead changes again.
And just 3 of 11 from three-point land for the Phoenix as Malique Lewis gets his hands in there. So they're not shooting the three ball to high percentage.
But I like it. Sean Bruce starting for the 5th time this season. Xavier Cooks made both at the line a moment ago. Then no score from South East Melbourne. They get it back through a turnover.
Here's Lewis. He's got a full head of steam. This time shares with Foxwell. It chops off the pass from Harrell. Phoenix are going to play this one out to the...
You know, Justin Schuller came in here with the intent of being a defensive-minded team, but they're really good offensively, and folks, they just got to win games any way they can, and right now it's through their offense.
These two teams, they met in round 6 here at John Cain Arena. It was the Hawks with a 6-point win on that occasion. It was Tyler Harvey that did the damage, 6 of 8 from long range.
have another turnover. The Hawks will work through their set. Holden showing off his handles. He's confident. Wants to back into the other youngster in Lewis. But again, a good defensive set and then just an unnecessary turnover.
Which really aren't on offer.
Armstrong loses the handle. Lewis with the takeaway, and Vidanovic comes away with it. Glover thought about it.
Who weren't impressed with their defensive effort, but they seem to be lacking offensively.
Oh, the 2 points so far. Groves turns that one over. Lewis won't have an easier pick all season.
Arthur and Cooks goes to work on Hurt. Lewis active in the passing lane. And now the
experiences, Andrew. That's not a recipe to win consistently.
Here comes Lewis, 3-on-2 up ahead. The one that can break that drought, knock down the three.
Tell you what, this is going to get interesting.
Can he shoot again?
Shoot again.
From the exact same spot.
DP and then elevate him, you have the right to then bring that guy back down to a DP. Whereas, for example, at Ben Christie, they signed him as a rostered player. They can't now bring him down to a DP. They would have to waive his entire contract to do that.
I think they're proving that right now. Giving up 95, but they've put up 100.
Oliver with the giveaway. Straight to Lewis.
Game, active defensively, a steal, 1.2 blocks. Shoots it pretty well. He shot 37% from 3 last season, hit 43 threes across the season, across his
crossover. He's made both of his shots so far. Young Lee, beautiful pocket pass for Olbrich, who ran into trouble under the backboard. And gives the ball back.
And you look at that up fake three that he just got before, and someone ran at him, and then he literally gave a layup. I think that was to Sam Froling off the break, and here's Blanchfield. Oh, nice tip off the ring. But that's the game plan on Hickey, and you've got to stick to it.
And Phoenix falling apart on the offensive end in this third quarter. Mismatch.
An 8-point third quarter for them so far. There's Malique Lewis and his.
Now Aguera, Pepper needs to get it up, but it was blocked. Coming from the side, Pepper will hit his first minute.
Now the Jackies will play at their pace. They'll work through their set. Tarangi good find. But there's Lewis who got upstairs and swatted away from Doyle. That's 8th versus 6th on the table, but their form in the last month would suggest otherwise. Norton blocked by Lewis. Great. Raiders found the going a little tougher tonight. Knocked out of his hands and back to Cook. It's been their best scoring option. He is monstered by Malique Lewis. Tough three. That's off target. Brisbane can tie it up off this possession. Pray the block by Lewis. Still fighting. It's a 1-point game.
One down. That's right, yes. One of his highlights of the season.
Lee off the screen. Lewis got upstairs, swatted away. And Foxwell off to the race
to start this final term. Here's Cotton. A little bit of freedom. No, Lewis got to him. Good defence. Can he keep up with him? Yes, he does. Great defence from the youngster. Put that on the highlight reel.
And perhaps it didn't get done, and this is the result.
First year at Sydney after 3 at Cairns as Jalen Adams hits the right sort of bounce, and then the 19-year-old stares Jalen.
Percentage boost for the Phoenix.
And a confidence boost within the team as we get a double rejection.
And Casino City teams so far on the offensive end, both of these teams have come up snake eyes. There's no double sixes.
There we go.
Off the inbounds, almost for Deng and then almost for Krislovic. Malique. Crawford is 2 of 15. Doyle from outside. No good. Grazes the front of the rim.
A dunk like that will get them going. Wow.
Hickey blocked by Malique Lewis. Wieskamp's playing inspired, but it's Hunter involved early. Must be from Rob Lowe. Jack White downhill, only Hurt in front of him. Lewis came Provided some help. Starters for Melbourne low. Dellavedova
on the defensive end.
Lowe puts the ball on the floor. Blocked by Malique Lewis.
Malique's had a couple of blocks today.
He's got some athletics.
In that role, and right now, other than Matt Hurt, we've got a whole bench unit on for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. I wasn't sure we were going to see too many minutes of this lap man with the putback. I don't think we'd see too many minutes with both.
I told you, if I'm talking about you, you're in trouble.
You said upstairs and you jinxed the remainder of it.
But he's a guy you talk about. They've brought him in as insurance if Geordie Hunter goes into foul trouble. He's a guy.
Great offense leaving Blanchfield in his wake. Now Kill. Hard back off the rim. No go and look.
To the corner. It's a 13-2 turn so far.
Great job by Foxwell. Just trying to get a layup. But then poor defensive transit.
Josh King's brought in that second unit. Hopefully they can come in with some energy. It's tough. We're going to finish with the left.
Yeah. Here's Wagstaff shooting away. Really gone dry, the Perth Wildcats.
He was very good in that loss to Sydney the other night. Big shots late in the game. His offensive game is really advancing.
Speaking of offense, involved, and Breakers have possession back. Lopez! That was nice for Matt McCarron. And eventually they find a way to score.
Hunter.
This is Nathan Sobey at his best. Yes. Love what he's doing here. No poor shots, and there's another one drawing the foul. He's so good at that, Trey Kelvin. Let's go back to Nate. First points for the game for him. Big three.
Lee looks down low to find Olbrich. And
they're playing catch-up to start this game as Lewis left that short. Look at the athleticism from Isaac Humphries. What a finish from the big man.
Wow. Good move. A home throwdown in 2 years. Nathan Sobey can't start things off on the right foot. Ian Clark into the starting lineup. Cashes that one early.
We got wide open.
Sobey stepping through, maybe not the shot. Illy races up the ball. White's almost hammered it home. Lewis got a little piece of it.
Good drive, though. You've got a big man on you. Get it to the basket.
Dellavedova inside the other way. Cameron underneath. Just bided his time beautifully. Easier said than done recently.
Play some good defense here. Don't give up any open threes.
Clark for three. Certainly wasn't open, but it'll stay with United.
Josh King wants even more intensity on the defensive end. Harrison's got a mismatch.
Okay, swing the legs, crossover. Great defense there, great help side. Made Sobey adjust and didn't foul.
White to tie it up. Out. That's off target. Brisbane can tie it up off this possession. Pray the block by Lewis. Still fighting. It's a
defense from Trey Kelly. Shakes his head. And then throwing this time is aggressive. And we get the first points of the night.
That's the kind of defensive transition.
Swatted away by Froling. And again, they're off and running in transition. Cal already knocked one down. Make it two. And Josh King's seen enough. He calls number one in the league. Points in the paint, the Hawks. Here they go again, off and running. Harvey. He does have a green light. Not on that occasion. Peatling off the bench. Should be disappointed. He couldn't get that layup to go. Swaka, the bullet, just put the head down, put the Jets on. And now Blanchfield.
A little sloppy. Good hands from Windler. Bryce again. Little shake and bake. Then a three-point shot. Doesn't go.
And from the Phoenix point of view, I think Josh King would want to see some killer instinct as Armstrong pushes it early and draws a foul. But the other night in
Lewis. Well defended by Bull Qual. And now Jalen Adams off and running. He pulls up for three. Can't make it go. Good start. Jalen Adams returning serve on Matt Hurt. Saying, don't forget about us little fellas either. And now he really makes... Could have finished that one. Brad, you're a noted dunk specialist. What did Bull Qual get wrong there?
Biscuit in a cup of tea, Matty. That's the only dunk I can do.
Well, there's something to make him feel a little bit better. Decade as an assistant in the college system. Then Germany, the Czech Republic, Turkey, and now he comes down under. In the NBL for the first time, Cooks
Back of the iron. Lewis has a fumble. Webster downhill quickly. Great take from Ty Webster.
Ty Webster's lifted his game, and that's what he's got to be. A glorified garbage player. Do all the little things like that. Get yourself easy buckets. Contest the ball on the rim like that.
Rebounds for Malique Lewis.
I think there's a lot of those that, I mean, it's mind-boggling. I'm sort of hate to reinforce it. They were suggesting that somehow or other the first.
And the reality is, they have a terrific home court advantage, and role players generally play better at home.
So he tosses that one away in the traffic underneath. Tarangi all the way. Almost.
Yes, sir. Where did that come from?
Wow. The grown man duck up in here, Jack.
Let's knock back out to Hickey. Swaka Bullock snuck out. And with the easy stuff, the Phoenix call it. Again, missing a layup. Breaking ankles and just stopping on a dime. They do get a stop. They need to get into their set because they got some transition offense going. As best they
trash.
Emphatic block.
Jack said, no, sir.
Talking trash to his former Duke teammate.
That's right.
Clark puts the hurt on Southeast Melbourne early.
Yeah, it's not the quickest release on the 3-ball, but when he's that open, he's shown he can knock it down, as can Matthew Dellavedova when he gets...
Good things will happen, and that's an advantage down the other end.
Harrow with the block.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Wide open Davis. He'll be disappointed he couldn't.
That's a tough shot.
Certainly not someone you want to be finding a hot hand late in this game. As McCarron blocked on the inside, and it comes off him. Going the Phoenix. Walton Jr., nice find inside. Herb can't finish. Time for Windler. Almanza from deep. Almost. Targo, the Perth outpost in the NZNBL. The steal there. Sets up Cotton at the other end. Step back for Bryce. Got another one! And the foul!
Yeah. There is something about left-handed players in a floaters. Marshall goes straight through the middle of the paint for the easy lay-in down the other end. I told you, if I'm talking about you, you're in trouble.
You said upstairs and you jinxed the remainder of it.
But he's a guy you talk about. They've brought him in as insurance if Geordie Hunter goes into foul trouble.
Top 10, huh? Rocco and Tui. What a 1-2 action, wouldn't go. That'll be very good. Mr. GM Liam sent him outside, can't come up with it.
Malawatch left alone.
The pickup game.
Cooks puts it. Walton Jr. was looking for Lewis. The Hawks take it away. Albrecht can't finish over the next star, but he was fouled on the way up. So tell us a little bit about...
A little heavy, taken by Cook, flicks it up. Bateman back at Zell. Bateman again, open for the 3. Drops it in the bottom of the net. Bateman, Bairstow, Cook. Steps back for 3. Cook and gets it in. Bigger task, so to speak, in the competition than that. And he passes with A+ colours. Bateman.
Anything can happen, and Phoenix, they will keep going.
Malique Lewis, the 20-year-old, Trinidad and Tobago. 3 of 13 combined. Days. David, a good look. And it jumps Rucker. Someone catch it and shoot it.
Just leave me out of it, but yeah, I was trying to get it.
Blanchfield again. There it is. A career hot.
Josh King's brought in that second unit. Hopefully they can come in with some energy.
Nathan Sobey misses both burgers for the fans of the Perth Wildcats. Floater is the word. Make sure you get involved. They're tasty, the old burgers.
Tough. We're going to finish with the left.
Yeah. Here's Wagstaff shooting away. Really gone dry, the Perth Wildcats. Settled Cotton down. He drives through the key. Webster, Wagstaff. Bit of a rock there for Jesse. Slaps his hand. At the end of this, Cameron back out there for Dellavedova for three.
Kelly started points now, that margin. Webster. Little carry. O'Quera. Drops it. Did a couple of those.
It's going to be the Phoenix biggest win of the season, no question about that. So Alex Tui on the Sydney Kings bench, the next start, not starting tonight. Great look for Oliver. Even better look for Bull Quall. That'll satisfy Brian Gauzen.
Now, if he doesn't get
to start their second half, Bull Quall on the bench with a couple of fouls. Xavier Cooks looks a little bit sore.
I think he just copped the knee right to the kneecap.
It's coach. Giving the Phoenix a head start, which is not wise when they're playing in the heartland. Lopez checks the feet.
This is when PJC needs to get himself going.
Mooney with the feet set.
Star point guards in this league, it's Aaron Armstrong. And now out by 6 after trailing by 5 early. The Phoenix. Armstrong's already knocked one down.
And if you're Malique Lewis,
it's all about playing together.
It's really like watching a different team coach the way they're playing out there as Krizovic nails another 3.
What's going on with Krizovic?
They have a good run to come. 4 of their next 5 are at home. And their one away trip is to Cairns. So they can really continue to build some momentum, although Tarangi might have something to say about it.
Now he's got these guys around him and he's showing who he is.
He just wants to win, doesn't he? That's why he came to Southeast Melbourne. Wants to win the championship. Glover.
Phoenix leading by as many as 18 in that third quarter. Watnoy, offensive board from
double figures now, the Phoenix.
Well, again, it's the on-ball defense. It's just not sure what they're thinking. Oh dear. Montrez with an air ball.
Every moment tinged with tension at the moment. Dellavedova for 3. Way off. Top shot.
Player screaming for the ball in the low block. Great look for Cook. And that is a 30-piece.
He does have a green light. Not on that occasion. Peatling. Harvey, give him a second look and he'll make you pay every time. Swaka the bullet, just put the head down, put the Jets on. And now Blanchfield. Again! Wow. Has got 8 points in only a couple.
And Ty Webster to get a run. I'll be interested to see the game management as Whitler sends one away from 3. That's what he can. Ben Mitchell running the traffic. Doolittle looking out to the corner. Harris in that corner. Doesn't go. Ivanovic.
Going Matt Hurt. Pulled up a little bit of property from Friday night's game. Armstrong from way downtown. That's more like it.
And that might be via the wonderful coverage we give viewers, but not in person. And boy, he doesn't stop. Watnoy, he'll hope that doesn't stop. The shots dropping. It's been a grind all game offensively for both sides. Alex Tui, he's off the mark.
Works that one down to Doolittle. Again with the shot clock expiring. A wide open Elijah Pepper. That's what he's out there to do.
That's exactly what they want. Equal lowest scoring half of the season for Southeast Melbourne at 35 points. Doyle outside. That one's off. Deng keeps...
15. They need this man to try and get them going. Or this man. Mooney gives it up. Jackson Cartwright. That'll get him going. Matt Hurt. And a really good clip as well. Again, going at 50% for his 10 points. And Vasevich has been shooting the ball well. Unless this man can get hot. Jackson Cartwright or Mooney. He's starting to get going. This man already nailed 1 3. There's been an issue for him. The
Dellavedova. And a little decoy for Golding. Shot clock at 7. Clark got a piece of that shot blocked by Malique Lewis. The lead is 9 right now. Lowe couldn't have the tip-in stick. Golding. Oh, that is a foul.
I think it's a good point because you can have that conversation with Latin being like, look, some other teams around the league, we need you to be in the starting lineup or play more minutes. And there he is on cue, knocks it down.
Finds a mismatch, a little further out than the block than he's preferred. He's going to work his way down. Finds McCarron on the outside. And Anderson's just... Shot clock at 7. Gilly kicks out to Ian Clark against the clock. A rebound by Hunter.
Would have had a word to his boys. You can't let this team is good enough to score that many points as well. So
Ian Clark, nice set to start that second quarter.
This season, what he can do. Jesse Wagstaff in season 16 for the veteran. Time winding down. Henschel from deep. Long rebound. Here's Nathan Sobey. Shotting back the other way. Likes the look of it for 7. Got it!
Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. I'm sure he's tuned in and watching this one. Kubak. Can't get it to fall, but crashing the offensive glove
today against New Zealand, which was good for us.
Galloway kicks it out to Bruce. Straight away, 3 ball is good. Who absolutely spitlicated Southeast Melbourne on a couple of occasions last year. One by 28, one by 38. The Phoenix winning the early matchups between the teams. Peatling.
Hawks by 31 still. Harvey makes it 34.
What a contrast it is at the free throw line. Phoenix 15 of 16, Hawks 8 of 15. The margin is 9 points. Hickey comes up empty. Lewis.
Great offense leaving Blanchfield in his wake. Now Kell, hard back off the rim. No go, and Lewis to score nearly 60 points so far. Kell, 5 seconds left. Leaves the shot short. Now Derek Walton Jr. on.
John, step back. Short again for the MVP.
Age and Mike Wells, maybe the best place for him is getting back out on the court, so he doesn't have to deal with it.
Well, here he comes. Vasiljevic scores. It's a 1-point game.
He's Beck Allen. Reebok have just gone deep into the chest of their budget to sign Beck Allen.
Look at me looking at you right now.
Should pretty obvious on a regular basis. It's baffling.
He only played the 9 minutes in the first half, and I think the reason he only played the 9 was because of what was happening on with him.
Did all the damage. Derek Walton Jr. didn't play that night. Will Magnay was terrific for the Jack Jumpers. As does that mean Sean McDonald is being sensate for the Phoenix. Jordan Crawford leading the way, as we've mentioned, for the Jackies. Doyle. And it's going to be travel.
Plus 13 on the efficiency. It's been really great for them this first half.
They're spreading the load nicely here. Doyle trying to get himself going. Can't get that to fall. Although second chance.
Southeast Melbourne are moving. 73 points already. Adams with the floater, the pop shot. And that hurts them. His first game back from a knee problem. Sees him foul out for the 3rd time this season. He's missed the last 5 games.
I had to go another way and force the big 3. Well done, Alex Tui on defense.
Is the 48-hour turnaround catching up on the Phoenix? The Kings have had 72 hours.
Talent's out on the floor.
19 and 20, I believe. Speaking of birthdays, and there's a finish by Will Hickey.
They carried that. They now can play him pretty much this whole quarter, and that's a great start for him.
Hurt 3 of 5 at the line. Will Hickey, lightning.
Beautiful defense here. Look where they're having to pick the ball up from.
Trey Kell found himself in all sorts of trouble, and Sam Froling.
Haven't won a home throwdown in more than 2 years. Shea Illy fighting his way through the defense and finishing. That's tough.
Lewis can't knock it down.
Dellavedova pulls up and cashes it in.
8th versus 6th on the table, but their form in the last month would suggest otherwise. Norton blocked by Lewis.
Empty thus far.
As you said, these 2 teams, they met in round 6 here at John Cain Arena. It was the Hawks with a 6-point win on that occasion.
was Tyler Harvey that did the dash. Down to the final minute and a half. Cal couldn't get it to go.
A really impressive start. The fans continue to stand. They stand until the home team scores. Here's Henschel. That one will just rattle in. That'll ease the tension inside.
Absolutely. Naturally, very happy with that one. He congratulated Sobey on that three-point shot, so no doubt he'll be happy with Angus as well. He said solid pressure and keep the ball moving.
Trying to seek out some extra style points, which really aren't on offer.
Armstrong loses the handle. Lewis with the takeaway, and Vidanovic
much minutes at all. Haven't seen any in this second half, so Leartha knocks one down that was super important for the Kings. Minutes, 0-3, Cam Oliver. I don't think we're seeing him again this game.
Here's Jalen Adams drawing the foul as he went close to the rack.
Simplicity of what he does, Jack. When he has the opportunity to let it fly from the three, he does so. And he's great from inside the paint. That's an early shot there from the Wildcats. But Andrew, I know you love his style of play.
I know, he's a beauty. Like I said, he's a keeper. And he plays with good basketball IQ. Very skilled. Henschel just powering his way to the basket.
A three ball down your throat.
Fouls, 4-0. 4-0. John really, as you can hear, continues to argue his case.
4-0. 4-0. And usually, through our experiences, Andrew, that's not a recipe to win consistently.
Back baskets is what we got.
We'll get there. We'll build up to it. Just the crescendo. Crawford can't hit.
And they lack depth in the big man department too, Coach. There's a lot of pressure on Geordie Hunter as their sole big man. Harvey aggressive early, couldn't score.
Active instincts on display as he sends that away.
Length and speed.
Thought to be too serious from all reports. Johnson's got some more on that later on. Hickey levitates. He's able to hang in the air for just that half a second.
A bit more concentration on their half-court sets.
Back time for Dellavedova.
Yeah, it's not the quickest release on the three ball, but when he's that open, he's shown he can knock it down, as can Matthew Dellavedova when he gets...
Southeast Melbourne continue on their merry way. They led by 5 at halftime. The lead is 9 right now. Lowe couldn't have the low. Dellavedova, Krebs, Bowen and Clark for Melbourne. Delhi. Wouldn't back it up. Big rebounds for Brisbane. Just 6 for Southeast Melbourne. And now Bateman gets it to go. His first game clock, shot clock. Oh, sorry. They must get a stop. It's Cook, who again loses the handle.
Opportunity in that first game. He's out there early, and this one getting his opportunity.
McCarron will draw the foul. Let's speak about a young unit.
Will be free-flowing all night long. They're going to be fun to watch this season. Krebs with 4 on the clock. Big rebound by the next star, Malique Lewis.
Now the Southeast Melbourne. Phoenix just stifling the 36ers on the offensive end. It's always tough, and of course you look at the outs for this game. The younger ones, they've earned their space. They don't look out of place.
Rasmussen's an NBA Academy guy, really solid athlete at this level. What the sort of the...
Top 10, huh? Rocco and Tui.
What a 1-2 action, wouldn't go.
That'll be very good. Mr. GM Liam sent him.
Lee. Hasn't Marcus Lee been fantastic tonight?
Now Delhi for the tray. In not 1-point game, 1:10 to go in OT. Are you not entertained? Illy drives it, scores it.
You know tonight from Glover at the rim.
I'll be hoping there'll be plenty more nights like this for Angus Glover come the season proper. First time they're wearing this new uniform, they're alternates this year. It's getting plenty of use. No good for Blog.
Bigger task, so to speak, in the competition than that. And he passes with A+ colours. Bateman.
Just torching Southeast Melbourne. In the media conference after game one, Days lets rip. I asked Blanchfield, how determined are you?
Webster stepping back. Shot won't go.
By no means are
the rim. 2 hard dribbles. Now it's just a one-on-one situation. Great job from the next start.
And down the other end, Doolittle goes at the youngster. He draws the foul. Lewis is the score. It's come to play here in Perth. Webster sees an opening with the right hand. Doesn't go. And it'll still be a 4. Lewis up against Windler. 4 on the shot clock. Pinder will have to shoot. He does. For 2. That's a mid-range. Yeah,
just solid.
Solid for a young kid coming off. I mean, once they started him, their offense.
Cleven from 2-point range on Thursday night. Matt Hurt didn't make a 3-ball. He was perfect from inside the arc. Tanner Krebs from way downtown.
It's passionate. Do what you got to do until the ref tells you to sit down.
He ran out of voice last Saturday night in their win over Cairns. Barely understand him in a post-match interview. Aggression from Cook.
They got the pace they want to play at the Phoenix. Scoring the ball well. I would love to know the stat of how many times you lose when you score 39 in a quarter to start the game.
5.9 left for Cairns. They desperately need a score, some momentum to take into half-time. Swatted away by Froling. And again, they're off and running in transition. Cal already knocked 1 down. Make it 2. And Josh King's seen enough. He calls it.
When are playing at such a high level, they're playing for each other, they're playing for their coach, they're backing themselves in.
Here's Rice again. That one swishes away. Welcome back, King.
Got into the keyway, creates enough space for his teammate, and Foxwell's always going to drop that.
The Cats will get another 2. Doolittle, strong as an ox. Terry. Henschel up against Sobey. Cotton way off on that occasion. Good pressure, the taller Lewis.
Josh King right now, he is riding the referees. They said he was going to be energetic. Well, he's more than that. He's unbelievable.
Jalen Adams with
This quarter.
And that makes sense. If they can tighten up defensively, and that Henschel is turning this into his own personal effort, got them an outstanding look for Bogdanovic.
Doolittle turns the corner. Maybe shooting free throw. A lot of it. Quickly. Final 5 minutes at John Cain Arena. Pepper open.
9 games now. All 9 so far this season. 15 points or more for Matt Hurt. The only player in the league to do it. Doyle has 1. Steindl, the 5 for Tassie. Hunter, Sobey, Wieskamp, Hurt, Lewis, the 5 for Southeast Melbourne. Doyle with the runner. Tried to bank it home, won't go.
They do get a stop. They don't need to get into their set because they got some transition offense going as best.
I mean, the pressure's been on him. You know he's a good person. He puts the work in, and you know he can play, Joey. But, you know, you need to see the ball go in the hole.
Lowe puts the ball on the floor. Blocked by Malique Lewis.
Malique's had a couple of blocks today.
Show on a highlight reel, but it's effective.
For all of their challenges, they only trail by 5, but for a second couple of games, still doing plenty of work facilitating. It's not quite great to fall as Bateman.
Out there right now. What's your number?
No, I'm not sure. Unfortunately, the wheels aren't moving like they once did.
But you can't really jump over a phone book. So he's more strength rather than verticality there. But he was an interesting signing. Of course, he's a guy that's played under Mike Cal.
So still 2:40 remaining in this term. 64-53. Robertson with the left hand can't finish.
And I tweeted it the other night up.
A real asset to this Southeast Melbourne team. And he can add some scoring punch. Galloway, step back, bang!
A couple of threes up here.
Eastern time, Melbourne United and Illawarra. And then Cairns and Perth. As the Wildcats round out their blitz campaign. Bank not open for Sean Bruce. Spurgeon out there for the Kings. The Arthur's a little bit strong on that one.
Copeland jersey. So they've got their little vintage jersey enclave over there on the other side of the court.
I like it.
Yeah, only because I'm half blind that I need the binoculars when I'm in an arena.
Phoenix. Oof. Well, won't be Jack White with those kind of blocks. That's just rude.
Great play by Jack. It's a really interesting question.
That's an obvious one.
It's
That's going to be a connection. That's going to light it up by the looks of it. If tonight's anything to go by, Delhi's fadeaway jumper doesn't hit.
This camp is really struggling tonight. 0 for 7 from the field now.
It's getting further and further away. White hits the side of the
Team that leans into wearing jerseys they've had some success in. They did it last season and it worked very well for them. Days underneath with real strength. Darius Days in commentary. Sunday afternoon hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL and a do-or-die game 2 for the Phoenix. Hickey inside, friendly roll and a tough finish.
Figure out how they get back to that early form.
Here's Doolittle spinning around and drops in a 2.
There's a massive difference, though, from
The MVP hands it off. Big build-up. Webster decides to shoot. It's a little short, and Sobey called for the... Now Aguera, Pepper needs to get it up, and it was blocked. Coming from the side, Pepper will...
Brown's 3 assists. Had a great game.
Krebs a little out of our superstar. That relationship, that chemistry he's got with Nathan Sobey, you want to keep that. If you don't sign him, how do you replace someone who's come in and taken his league by storm? Yeah.
And Nathan Sobey is a... Well, the coach would like that. Henschel slows it down. Pinder thinks maybe I did all the hard work to get the ball back. I deserve some points. And he'll get a foul as he drove to the butters. He's coming to play. He's got to defend Bryce, though. Doolittle sees an opening. Lewis charging in at him, and Doolittle, though, is good enough to lob it up.
A tale of 2 halves here, huh?
Yep. Crawford from long range. Jack jumpers.
I think Brisbane have been doing a good job of taking away a lot of that penetration that they talk about.
Through the closeout, so settles in the mid-range, and now Casey...
He's just being able to be too creative. And I agree with him there. Their one-on-one defense hasn't been great. They've just let players get too much down the middle.
Bradshaw barely hits the ring that time as well. Sobey reaching in is fouled. Fouling, I should say.
Froling with the rejection. They're big here. While Hawks, Goldbrick and Froling on the floor at the same time. Cowell, little mid-range. He's here at John Kane. Hickey saw the open lane.
Adams, difference at 5. Noy puts it on the floor, tries to go past Lewis, and that will be Geordie Hunter out of the game.
With Nathan Sobey today, Ruck, because he's got a lot of criticism this season.
Shot selection is 100% better. His focus at attacking the rim, speaking of which, Almantha attacks the rim.
Just thought about it for half a second there, Fabian Krizlovic from outside. Crawford lobs it up to him. I mean, here's the issue, right? So King's a bit frustrated with what's going on at the moment. Very close to 8-second violation. Got it over, didn't they? Crawford tried to float it up. He can't hit. Crawford is 2 of 15. Doyle from outside. No good. Grazes the...
Can they come up big down the stretch? They have to get some stops. Bateman. Hunter, top one in the fence.
Great possession there.
As Davis just goes baseline and blows past Lewis. And Lopez takes it baseline hard. And Geordie Hunter will...
Woodstock medal hanging around his neck at Kudos Bank Arena. High level performer. And after a year in China, he seems really excited to be back in the NBA.
Look at that over the first day and a bit. Scores tied away at 39.
He's telling Tavo Hickey all about what he just put on display.
Just over 5 minutes remaining here in this.
Three that he just got before, and someone ran at him, and then he literally gave a layup. I think that was to Sam Froling off the break, and here's Blanchfield. Oh, nice tip off the ring. But that's the game plan on Hickey.
He was very good in that loss to Sydney the other night. Big shots late in the game. His offensive game is really advancing.
Speaking of offense, Hurt Zero, 3 from outside. All 3 looks have been premium for a shooter of that quality. Okay, Lopez gets at the drop. Little float game.
A 3, but when he gets the ball, he has you on your heels. So it's hard to guard.
Speaking of hard to guard, that man when he's going.
He should get a look every time down the floor.
Well, he's shooting the ball at 80%. He's 4 of 5 from the field as Milton Doyle lets one fly. But he's got ribbon.
Window. Just download the NBL app, click on the Hungry Jack's tile, and you can load up with burgers. Sydney need to load up with the...
Easier said than done recently.
Play some good defense here. Don't give up any open threes.
Clark for 3. Certainly wasn't open, but it'll stay with United.
Game. He found the open man. That is great playmaking by Nathan Sobey.
Jonah Antonio, well short on his 3. Another who's shootation on Edwards' situation too. Adam out there running the point for the Taipans. A wide open Bradshaw was there for a while, and when they found him, he knocked it.
The doubleheader, Adelaide and Illawarra still to come this afternoon, so a big evening of hoops. Jonah Antonio from outside. 4 minutes 30 remaining in this second frame. Taylor to Armstrong. That's more like it again from Tarrant.
Good start. Jalen Adams returning serve on Matt Hurt, saying don't forget about us little fellas either. And now he really makes it a hammy,
Jumping off the couch.
Wow. And the crowd goes quiet.
Trimick around and out. Form's just dipped off a little bit the last couple of weeks. Steindl jacks it. That one won't go for Clint Steindl.
I don't know what they're running though. I mean, it just seems like they're...
Not much, Cubs. Might be the answer to that. Steindl, wing 3 ball. Gee whiz, Clint Steindl doesn't miss within 3. They just need that offensive leader. Both teams need it desperately at the moment. Crawford, second leg of a Friday night doubleheader. Jesse Wagstaff playing game 482. Crawford's a little bit strong. Steindl collects it.
How he's doing things. He's giving guys a run, and Alex McNaught is getting another run. But as you say, PJC, he's been the guy bringing the energy for the Breakers tonight. He's a one-man
trash.
Emphatic block.
Jack said, no, sir.
Talking trash to his former Duke teammate.
That's right.
Clark puts the hurt on Southeast Melbourne early. He's Golding at the other end. He's starting to get that look.
Where Derek Walton Jr. they need to run a play or two for Sobey to get him going. He shouldn't have to manufacture his own. Great shot by Chris Golding.
Seen his wares on display so far this afternoon. 16 points, 6 of 10. Blanchfield a little bit off, didn't have a great.
Going up a level here. Going up a notch. And a run into NBL 25. Clark kisses the glass. And
you want him to rebound, you want him to play defense, you want him to get up and in on those cotton screens.
Well, Doolittle's just decided to take over at the moment.
This is good enough to be brought into the game.
Here he is again.
Arrows and on cue.
Oh, dear.
Oh, me.
They got a par 4 hurt. But you're right, even with saying that, he's still the guy.
Yeah,
we put a ball in hand.
You trust him. He's done it for most of the season. Go back to him as Doolittle continues to...
Lewis trying to stop Mooney. This time he puts the ball on the floor and he scores 2 more.
He's rolling, Matt.
Hopefully he can keep up with his tempo. We've seen him get a lot of cramping issues, Pete, and the way this is being played, This is just athletics at the moment. It's up and down.
Good game in progress. Hawks down by 5 as they chase a 6th straight win. Will Hick
on the switch down low.
Arrow almost lost it. He pulls up in the mid-range. Humphreys, what are you going to do? That man, Kendrick Davis, are you guys switching that? You better come up with something. Isaac Humphreys with a...
Wieskamp getting set to check into the game. Gallivant over the fall away.
Dane didn't like that shot at all.
With enthusiasm from the bench.
The 21-year-old with 20 points, 7 assists and 5 rebounds. And they get the stop at the defensive end.
Here's Cotton. A little bit of freedom. No, Lewis got to him. Good defence. Can he keep up with him? Yes, he does. Great defence from the youngster. Put that on the...
There, Matty. Only none of 2. So Sydney get lucky, and now Jalen Adams forces the foul. He'll go to the line for a couple.
Wildcats were involved in an old-fashioned shootout on Friday night against Illawarra. This one's a very offensively minded start as well.
Crawford comes up the handoff from Magnay, sizes up Lewis, gets inside, can't connect. Magnay tried to tip it home. 9 on the shot clock for Crawford, guarded by Lewis. Did enough from the side, ripped down by...
That will get them going.
Hickey blocked by Malique Lewis. Wieskamp, great access from all of our clubs and all of our players this season. You heard him say he thought it was cramped, but certainly more than that. Dellavedova gets busy to start the 4th. Last chance of the half will go the way of the Bullets. Cook. Oh! And a nice little finish. And again, they maintain possession. 19th offensive rebound. He's taken 3.
Was that night down in Tassie when he really struggled from the line? There's an uncomfortable side as Hickey goes end to end.
Points, 6 rebounds a game, active defensively, a steal, 1.2 blocks. Shoots it pretty well. He shot 37% from 3 last season, hit 40.
Tied at 93. 8 on the shot clock for Dellavedova. Looks to repeat the feat. Amples it. Illy keeps...
His third one had to repair with his father's hamstring. Bateman. Well, this way and that way off the glass. Misses. Comes back down. Majuk wider.
Davis attracts the double. He's hemmed in at halfway. Vasiljevic. Great pass inside for Jarrell Martin. They forgot about the big man.
And he can definitely do that.
They get the ball out of the hands of Kendrick Davis. Big rebound, Kadee. Martin back into the paint, lost the handle.
Cotton now, into the corner. Windler to the speed of Webster. There goes Pinder for 2.
On the floor tonight, Damon takes another bite of his Hungry Jack's burger.
Was charged with Danny Street.
He's in New Zealand somewhere.
On the floor.
Well, they got an X-star out there, so we classify him as an import, I guess, but I know what you're saying.
Where he shoots the ball, gets to the rim. This is a great matchup between him and Wardenberg that I'm excited to watch.
Great find, this time from Wardenberg to Armstrong. Now the Jackies will play at their pace. They'll work through their set. Tarangi could find. But there's Lewis who got upstairs and swatted away from Doyle.
Plenty of rebounds as well. And looking to up that further in the back half of the season. Froling with the and 1 to come.
Love it, man. He goes to work and he lets you know, I'm that good. Get me the rock. Stop playing around.
Matt Hurton with 8 points.
Well, I'm not sure you're allowed to do that, but he gets away with it.
Harvey calls up Froling. He wanted the moment, but he saw the better option. And Swaka, the Bullet, was wide open. In the end, that's a good...
The best defensive team in the NBL this season? I don't think so, but can they step it up when moments matter? Absolutely.
Here's Bryce flying through the key with a 2. This game's really...
Just plays away from the three-point line without any success.
Armstrong can't float it home.
Teams so far on the offensive end, both of these teams have come up snake eyes. There's no double sixes. Here we go. Off the inbounds, almost for Deng and then almost for Krislevich.
Hawks with the final play of the first quarter. Blanchfield hit a big three late, finds Peatling. The Phoenix swarming him defensively. Glover. The Hawks roll it down to Froling. Burns all the available time. And with patience and vision, finds Sparkleable. Cook.
Struggles continue as
Good hustle.
Yes. And they're up and about now, the Brisbane.
That's a prime Joey Montagna. Huh?
Humphries this time plays facilitator, and now he gets his chance.
I'm liking this duel. Can you not break it yet? Because it's not officially over the line, and we don't want to mess this up. Forty really likes this guy. He's been following him for a little bit. He really wants him.
Quite literally following him around the strip.
One North, great competition. He's the finals MVP as well, Todd Blanchfield. Look at Yates, hangs and hits.
Strong finish.
He misses short. United by 2. 3 1/4 minutes to run. White lets it hang.